Morning, my dear students. As a part of the online classes, I am going to deal with biology. So, in the 9th class biology, we are having the first lesson, cell, its structure and function. As all of you learn about the cell and various components of the cell in your basic classes, and we will review a few minutes about the cell. Okay, so actually, what is a cell? Cell is a structural functional unit of the life or living organism. Okay, cell is the structural functional unit of the living organism. Why it is called as the structural and functional unit means here the cells are present in almost all the living organism. Unit means here the cells are present in almost all the living organisms, starting from the unicellular to multicellular organisms. Unicellular to multicellular organisms, all this shows that the cell has a basic component. That's why the cell is called the structural functional unit of the living organism. And coming to the another one here, a brief history about the discovery of the cell. Actually, the Robert Hooke was the scientist who discovered the hexagonal structures in the bottle cork plant, and he named it as a cell. Then after him, Hermann Leeuwenhoek and Jack Harris Johnson. So these are the few scientists who put their efforts in identifying the composition of the cell. Okay, here, why it is called the structural functional unit of the living organism means here the cell houses the various organelles like nucleus, mitochondria, chloroplast, ribosomes, blastocysts, endoplasmic reticulum, and Golgi complex, vacuoles, lysosomes. So all the components are there inside the cell which control the activities of the organism. So that's why the cell is called the structural functional unit of the living organism. When you observe the hierarchy, in the living organism, it will start from cell to tissue and organ, an organ system, an organism. So this is the hierarchy, common hierarchy observed in the living organisms. Like the cell is the structural functional unit of the living organism, where the group of cells which are performing the same function, which are similar in shape and structure, which are called as the tissue. And a group of tissues performing the same function will be treated as an organ, and a group of organs form the organ system, and all the organ systems together form the organism. So this is the common hierarchy observed in the living organism from cellular level to the organ system level for the formation of the organism. Okay, the cell houses the various organelles like nucleus, mitochondria, and chloroplast. So various organs or organelles are there inside the cell. So we will discuss later about the organelles, cell organelles, one by one. So first of all, so we will discuss the first cell membrane. Or it is also called the plasma membrane. Cell membrane or the plasma membrane, this is the outermost covering of the cell. Okay, so whether it may be plant cell or animal cell, the outer covering of the cell is called as the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, and it is a passage for the entry and exit of the materials to and from the cell. Okay, this plasma membrane is a boundary of the cell whether it may be plant or animal. So in plants, when you observe the plant cell, there is an extra covering around the plasma membrane that is called as the cell wall. We will discuss that. Okay, so this plasma membrane gives a definite shape to the cell, and it is an external boundary and protect the oozing of the cellular fluid to the external environment, and it also maintains the pressure of the cellular fluid or the cytoplasm. And one prominent character of the plasma membrane is it will exhibit the selective permeability. Selective permeability means here it allows the only selected molecules to pass through it. So whatever the components which are required for the cell are allowed to pass through the cell membrane, and the components which are formed as a waste product inside the cell can be eliminated through the cell. So only selected molecules are transported across the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. That's why this prominent character of the cell membrane is called the selective permeability. And another one we will discuss, second one will be the cell wall. Okay, cell wall is an extra covering around the plasma membrane which is observed only in the plant cell. Okay, we can able to differentiate the plant cell and animal cell just by the cell wall. Okay, the cell wall is present only in the plant cell. Earlier, the cell wall is treated as a non-living layer. Later, it is also taking an important role in the various cellular processes, and it is a porous and very flexible membrane around the plasma membrane, and it gives a mechanical strength. It gives a mechanical strength to the cell, and it allows the passage of the various materials from the environment, and it also allows the exchange of gases to and from the cell. And another one, this cell wall, it also maintains the pressure. It also maintains the pressure. It keeps the equilibrium of the inward pressure and outward pressure. So this is a cell wall present only in the plant cell. And next one will be the protoplasm, or it is also called as the cytoplasm. Okay, protoplasm, like earlier we used it to treat protoplasm is life fluid. Why? Because the essence of the cell is stored in the protoplasm. Later, after the discovery of the nucleus or nuclear membrane, there is a separation of the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Initially, all the essence of the cell is here in the protoplasm. That's why it is called as a life fluid. But later, the discovery of the nucleus, it is treated as a fluid matrix which is present in between the cell membrane and the nucleus. So, and this protoplasm or the cytoplasm causes the various cell organelles in a floating manner, and it regulates the various metabolic activities or the biochemical processes of the various cell organelles. Okay, this is about the protoplasm or the cytoplasm. Okay, here next one will be we can able to differentiate the cells based on the presence or absence of the nucleus into the two types here, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So here prokaryotes are the organisms which doesn't possess a true nucleus. So there is no definite nucleus. The nuclear membrane is absent. That's why all the genetic material is scattered in the cytoplasm. There is no distinct nucleus present in the prokaryotes. That's why there is no separation of the nucleus, and all the organelles will float freely in the cytoplasm. So, for example of the prokaryotes, we'll have the bacteria, cyanobacteria, and nuclei. Okay, in this we will observe, we will treat these as the prokaryotes which they don't possess a true nucleus. And another category of the organisms is the eukaryotes. These are the organisms which possess true nucleus. True nucleus. Here, example for this eukaryotes will be the plants and animals. Okay, this is about a brief history about the cell, and next we discuss about the various cell organelles one by one.